we keep it current in here. You know, we try to. And this was something that was really, I talked a lot about it. I thought he wouldn't get convicted.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought rape is very hard to prove. And especially when you have women protecting you, like if you get women attorneys, fucking women turn vicious on women. You know, it's ugly, but you're trying to keep your client out of jail. But women against women, that's the worst fight there ever is. So I knew that it was going to be down. It was going to be an uphill, but they got him. You know, he fucked over a lot of people. Everybody knew about it. I don't want people to think that nobody knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Everybody was in on it, you know, and then you came in and blew my mind with a bombshell fucking story that he whacked off in front of you. When he came, what did he do?
Well, I only remember one time, and it wasn't in a... I never saw him come into a... We're talking about Harvey Weinstein.
Right.
For those of you who don't know who we're talking about. He came on the floor, on the carpet.
And did he get dizzy or anything?
No, it was
backwards?
no. I just saw him come on. He came onto the carpet and just left it there.
And he kept talking to you like nothing happened?
That time, it was like the last time I ever saw him. And it was
let's break it down.
Okay.
All right, so you get here. The year is
2013.
Okay, you're 26.
I'm 26.
You're hot to trot.
I'm hot. I moved to LA. I want to be an actor, you know, stand up. I had been doing some open mics in New York, but came out here, you know, for the whole thing. And the first weekend I got here, I did a photo shoot. I was living with a Russian supermodel at the time. And she was like, you have to do photo shoots. It helps you with your career. And I was so dumb and naive. I was like, okay. But I today, I'm like, how the fuck is that going to help me? You know, I see these girls who waste their time doing photo shoots on their fucking Instagram. And it's like, why you write a joke? You know what I mean? Like, why are you fucking getting dolled up and spending $500 on hair and makeup and doing a photo shoot? Like that, I don't know. Anyways, it's fun sometimes. But so I did this shoot with this guy, this photographer who was very good, did a lot of like sexy photos. And he was like, oh, you have to meet this producer.
Did he charge you?
No. He didn't. I think he was a perv, though. I think he just wanted to see me in lingerie. It was like lingerie shit. Again, I don't know how this shows I was funny. But so he goes, I got this producer I want to introduce you to. He'll really like you. He ended up producing Requiem for a Dream, which was one of my favorite movies growing up. I had it on VHS. I was so excited to meet him. And so I'm texting with the guy. He goes, come meet me right now. I was like, okay. So I met him for coffee after the shoot. I was like, oh my God, this is like all happening so fast kind of vibe. So I'm hanging out with him. We're having coffee. And he's like, you're so funny. You know who would really like you? Harvey Weinstein. And I was like, Harvey Weinstein? And he was like, yeah. He was like, I could introduce you. Like, he loves meeting young actresses. And I was like, okay. So a couple days later, I'm fucking meeting him at the Peninsula. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I've been in LA for a week. I'm already meeting Harvey Weinstein. I'm having a great fucking week. You know, I'm doing LA right. And I get there, I walk into the lobby, and he's in the bar with like two female assistants, and they're drinking coffee and stuff. And he's like, let's have the meeting upstairs. And I'm like, great. You know, I figure he needs privacy. You know, he's Harvey Weinstein. Like, you know, he doesn't want to have a meeting in front of all these people. People are going to be coming up to him. I think nothing of it. We go up in the elevator. We're in the elevator, and he looks over at me and he goes, how old are you? And I was like, 22. And he goes, no, you're not. And I was like, 26. He goes, that's more like it. So we get up to the room. We're hanging out. And I'm telling him about myself. And he goes, I want you to write a sitcom for me about two girls living in LA. And like, dumb idea. But at the time, I'm like, okay. You know, he's probably just spitting out what I want to hear. So then he goes in the bathroom. He comes back. He's in a robe. And I'm like, oh, okay. He might be getting ready for a shower. It's time for me to go. And then he's just like, can you give me a massage? And I'm just like, I'm so bad at massages. I'm not good at them. So he gets like a little annoyed. And then he's like, and then he just takes his dick out and starts jacking off. And I'm just like sitting there like there wasn't much of a transition in between that. And I didn't say anything because, like, to me, like, this first time, like, I wasn't outraged. Like, it was almost like funny to me. Like, okay, you know? And then he was like, so he just jacks off, and I sat there kind of in shock. And then he was like, write that. And then he comes. I don't remember that particular, you know, but I'm assuming he came. And then he was like, okay, write that pilot for me. And I was like, okay. And then I just left. And I didn't see him for a while. He texted me a couple times, but, you know, it kind of just like nothing happened. So I didn't really think much of that. You know, I was like that. It was more like that was weird. I wasn't like I was outraged at first. I was just like, that was a weird fucking day. You know what I mean? So a couple months go by, and I ended up going to the Cannes Film Festival. I was dating a studio executive for Paramount, and he took me with him to Sundance, to Cannes. It was very fun. And we see Harvey there. You know, he's like all over. And he was like, hey, like, come by my hotel like tomorrow afternoon for lunch. And I was like, I'm not going up to your room again. And he was like, no, we're just gonna have coffee downstairs. And I was like, okay, all right. So I go there, he's downstairs in a meeting, and he's like, I forgot something upstairs. And I was like, okay, I'll wait down here. He's like, no, just come with me. And there was like an assistant with him. So I was like, okay, like maybe this is gonna be okay. So we go upstairs, and then he starts getting weird. And he's like he's doing weird shit now to his assistant when I'm just sitting there. And I can't, like, he's trying to, you know, make her like kiss him or something or do something like that. And I'm like, all right, I gotta go. And he's like, no. And I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm gonna go. So I ended up leaving. I see him like the next night out at a party. He's like, come sit with us. The guy I was kind of dating, we were all like hanging out together. It was fun. It was no big deal. We party hopped around. We went to like clubs and shit. Couple months later, then I see him in LA, and he's like texting me to come back. Or maybe it was like a year later or something. He's texting me to come back. And I was like, no, I'm not going to come back. Because at this point, I know what the deal is. And he's like, no, it's not like that. I'm going to get you an audition. So I don't see him. He gets me an audition for this movie. What was the boxing movie with Jake Gyllenhaal? Southpaw,
yeah.
Southpaw. So he gets me this audition for Southpaw. Someone in his office. Oh, I had a meeting with someone at his office. They're like, make sure you call us after the audition, you know, to like seal the deal kind of thing. Nothing ended up happening with it. Maybe I didn't have a good audition. And then like, you know, a couple months go by. I like send him a stand-up tape. Looking back, it was so fucking bad. You know, like those first stand-up tapes you get?
That's terrible.
I can't believe I sent that to him. Not that it fucking matters now, but he was like, I loved that YouTube thing you did. He was like, you know, work on your half hour. I'm going to get everyone in town in a room together to watch you and like, you know, watch you do like a half hour or something. He, you know, promising me things. So, you know, trying to get together with me. And then finally he sees this movie, Don't Think Twice, Mike Birbiglia's movie, the improv movie. And he's like, come by the Peninsula. I was like, no, I'm not going to come by. And he's like, no, I just saw this movie. I'm thinking about turning it into a series. This is your world. Let's talk about it. He's like, I'm having drinks with people on the roof, people you should meet. And then I'm like, fuck. And, you know, a voice inside me was like, don't go. But I was like, I don't know. At the same, I was like, I have to see. I don't know. I was dumb. I look back and I feel bad for my younger self that you know, fucking dumb. So I get there. I go up to the top floor where everyone's supposed to be for drinks. He's outside the elevator. He goes, we're going downstairs. I was like, no. I thought we were going outside. He was like, we are. But I forgot something downstairs. Just come with me. And I'm like, no, I'll wait here. And then he does like the dick like thing when he's like kind of like condescending, like I'm dumb. Like, no, just what are you doing? Like, come downstairs. And I'm like, okay. You know, I was like nervous. And then we go down there and he's like, come sit with me on the bed. I was like, no, I don't want to. And I had like an attitude this time. Like I was fucking done with his shit. And I'm like sitting on the couch, and then he walks off into the other room, comes back completely naked. And I'm like, I'm going. And he goes, no, come over here. And I was like, no, I'm leaving. And then he grabs me like this. He goes, just stand next to me in front of the mirror. And he pulled me, made me stand next to him in front of the like long bathroom mirror. And he fucking jacks off and comes all over the carpet. And then I grabbed my purse and I left. And I like got my car and was like hysterically crying. And just like my life changed after that day, because I just never made a dumb mistake like that again. And like, I get all of that is like, all of that is crazy. Like I look back and I'm like, how could you be so stupid? But I don't know. I don't know what I'm an addict. Like I'll do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Like I'll put my hand on a fucking hot stove like 5 times before I'm like, okay, I keep getting burned. So that's like basically the gist of what happened. And then, you know, a couple of years went by and all this stuff started coming out. And I felt like really emotional about it. And everyone's like, come forward, come forward. And I paused on it for 2 days. I called up someone at the Washington Post who was writing a big article about it. And I told her my story. And then I was a part of all of those like little articles. All these different news sources picked it up. And while all of that was going on when it first happened, I felt like very emotional over it. It felt like it brought up a lot of trauma for me. And I was like a wreck. Like, I just like, so then I just stopped talking about it. And people would always, you know, since then, for the past 2 years, people have been messaging me about it, or maybe the past 4 years, I think now, or 3, however long it's been going on for, have been messaging me, trying to get me to talk about it. And truthfully, I never wanted to talk about it again. And I never like, because I just felt, for one, embarrassed. 2, I didn't want to like bring up the trauma again. But this morning, when I saw that he was guilty and in jail, I felt like a little bit of freedom that I could talk about it today on the pod, you know? But like, I don't know. That's basically it.
Now, here, let's take this a little bit deeper now. Let's say you would have run home that afternoon and called the cops and said, I just went over to Harvey's. He jerked off from in front of me. They would have written up a report, and you would have never heard from them again. How many girls do you think that happened to in Beverly Hills or in L.A.?
Yeah, I don't.
What happened to you just in a week?
Yeah.
Think of what he was running with and what he was playing with. I thought he would get acquitted or beat it and then write a book about the girls that did sleep with him. Who in Hollywood did sleep with him. Like that would be his next move, to really say a fuck you to Hollywood. Let me tell you who did sleep with me. Let me tell you who doesn't deserve this Academy Award.
Yeah. Like I'm sure there's so many other people.
No, I heard that there were. But here's what to add to this. Like, you know, I love you to death. Yeah. But you're a woman of the world. Yeah. You know, this ain't your first rodeo.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're New York City trained, fucking mafia club danced.
Yeah.
And
I came from that world. So this wasn't as shocking to me until the third time when it just wrecked me.
But here's the other thing that I'm thinking about. Like, this is why I hated that desperado feeling, like that feeling of succeeding here, because it does make you do things like that. You know, how many women, if he got one woman a day to go up there, the odds are in his favor. 3 of them are going to suck his dick.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it was a weekly thing.
And 1 week, 4 of them are going to suck his dick. But it's going to go from 3 to 4 women a week if he brings one up there every afternoon. What if he brings one up there every night?
Yeah.
Goes to a party. You know, the Annabella score. You know, I mean, when it comes to Hollywood, all bets are off, because this could have never happened anywhere else, except here, where you go back to a party and he re-rapes you. It was just too much.
Yeah.
It was just too much. But this could only happen here.
Yeah.
This could only happen in this type of, like, agent sent you to meet with him.
Yeah, this really big producer, a separate guy, set me up at a meeting with this really big production company who made every, like, awesome comedy that I grew up on. and I had a meeting with the development executive, and I walked in there and he goes, "Are those your real tits?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I thought this was a professional meeting. And this was in his office with people like walking around on the other side of the glass. And he goes, "Stand up, do a little spin. I want to see your body." I was so fucking shocked that happened. That felt like, you know, like I've had like millions of things like that happen in my first year here. And then it like broke me and something snapped and I was like, never again. And I'm a little grateful in a way, because it kicked me into high gear and I've never worked fucking harder after that, you know? And I was like, I'm doing the dumb girl thing where I think if I have a meeting with someone and something gets handed to me because I'm cute, like, it's like, no, do the fucking work. Like, it's not like I wasn't doing the work, but it was like a mindset switch, you know?
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. It's like, you know, girls being like always handed free drinks and you're just like one of those dumb girls, you know, fast life, and then like reality sets in and it's like, okay, I can't live like this anymore, and like be a part of that like mentality and scene of people who operate like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not just girls. Like if Harvey Weinstein was gay and I invited straight guys up there,
yeah,
there'd be hundreds of straight guys. No, like it's because you think your dream's coming true, so you're willing to.
Yeah, it feels like, you know I'm from New York. I'm smart, but like I could be, you know, I was so dumb. You know, it felt like I was right out of fucking Wizard of Oz. Like, what? Huh? Like, it's weird. It's almost like, I don't know if it's like denial or like just hopeful that something else, this isn't it. It's crazy.